Let's be honest, starting a chicken farm sounds simple until you start doing the math. Feed costs, housing, chicks and vaccines can quickly turn enthusiasm into hesitation. Yet across the world, thousands of small-scale farmers have turned just a handful of chickens into thriving operations with minimal start-up money. The key isn't about starting big, it's about starting smart. If you've ever wanted to turn a few chickens into a consistent source of income and food security, stay tuned, because over the next few minutes we'll break down exactly how you can do it from scratch, even on a tight budget. Every profitable poultry farm you see today began with someone's first few birds. The most important step is to resist the urge to go big right away. When starting with limited funds, the best approach is to begin with 10 to 20 birds, either layers or broilers, depending on your market goals. Layers produce eggs daily, offering steady income, while broilers are raised for meat, giving you quicker turnover. Starting small allows you to learn essential skills without overwhelming expenses. How to handle disease, manage feed ratios, monitor temperature, and maintain hygiene. This early phase becomes your training ground. A small coop built from recycled wood or locally sourced materials can be enough to start. You can even convert a section of your backyard, as long as you ensure proper ventilation and predator protection. The idea is to focus not on scale, but on learning the craft. Because once you master the fundamentals, scaling up becomes a matter of replication, not reinvention. You don't need a fancy setup to raise healthy chickens, you know. In fact, many successful farmers begin with coops built from timber offcuts, bamboo, or even old iron sheets. What really matters most is design efficiency, keeping your birds safe from the weather, predators, and disease, while still maintaining good airflow. A good rule is to allocate about 2 square feet per bird and raise the coop slightly off the ground to prevent dampness. Adding wire mesh walls or windows helps airflow and prevents that nasty ammonia buildup from droppings. Simple, raised wooden platforms can serve as nesting boxes for your layers, and feeders can easily be made from used buckets or plastic jugs cut in half. If you plan carefully, even a 10 by 10 foot structure can house your starter flock comfortably. And as your profits grow, you can reinvest in expanding or improving your housing setup. This progressive reinvestment model, expanding only as your flock and profits grow, is, well, one of the oldest and most reliable strategies in small-scale poultry farming. Now, feed is the single largest expense in poultry farming, often consuming up to 70% of total costs. The secret to profitability, believe it or not, lies not in buying the most expensive feed, but in feeding wisely. Many successful farmers actually reduce costs by mixing their own feed, using affordable local ingredients such as maize bran, fish meal, soybean, groundnut cake, and limestone. For beginners, you can start by purchasing commercial starter feed for the first few weeks, when chicks are most vulnerable, and then gradually introduce your own formulated feed as they mature. Supplementing with vegetable scraps, leftover grains, or even insects from compost can also stretch your budget without compromising nutrition. If you raise free-range or semi-free-range chickens, letting them forage for part of the day reduces feed dependency significantly. They'll find grasses, seeds and insects naturally, while you provide only essential supplements. This balance between natural foraging and supplemental feeding is one of the oldest and most cost-effective systems still practiced by traditional farmers worldwide. You know, even a small illness outbreak can wipe out months of progress, so prevention is definitely more profitable than cure. The basic rule is cleanliness, clean housing, fresh water and regular disinfection. Using ash or lime on the ground can help control odour and bacteria affordably. It's all about keeping things spick and span, really. Always quarantine new birds for at least 2 weeks before introducing them to your main flock. Most poultry diseases spread through contact or contaminated feed and water. Having a separate space for newcomers allows you to detect any signs of illness early. It's a bit of extra work, but it sure pays off in the long run. Vaccination schedules are essential, absolutely. Chicks usually require Marek's and Newcastle disease vaccines within the first few weeks. These can be done cheaply through local veterinary services or agricultural offices. It's a small step that makes a big difference in keeping your flock healthy. Well, keeping basic herbal remedies like aloe vera or garlic in your birds' drinking water helps strengthen their immune systems naturally. A trick, you know, that small farmers have relied on long before commercial medicine became widespread. You can't make money selling what no one wants. Before expanding your flock, spend some time understanding your local demand. Are eggs selling fast in nearby markets? Do restaurants or local shops need a steady supply of fresh broilers? Start by selling directly to neighbours, family and small vendors. Building a reputation for clean, healthy products builds loyalty faster than any advertisement. Once you establish regular buyers, you can confidently scale your flock knowing your market is ready. If you live in a rural area, you can also explore value-added options like smoked chicken packaged eggs or organic free-range products. These fetch higher prices with minimal extra investment. The most successful small-scale farmers are those who turn local demand into steady, repeatable cash flow, not those who chase large buyers before they're ready. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is pulling profits too early. The first cycle of income should go right back into your farm, whether it's upgrading feed quality, expanding housing, or buying more chicks. Each reinvestment compounds your growth. Imagine this, starting with just 20 birds, and after your first few sales, you earn enough to buy 40 chicks for the next round. By the time you're on your third cycle, you could be running a small business instead of just a hobby. It's quite the transformation, isn't it? Reinvestment. Oh yes, it indeed allows you to shift from manual feeding and watering to semi-automated systems. This change not only saves you time, but also increases consistency. It's a smart move, really. And that's how small backyard operations eventually evolve into profitable micro-enterprises. It's fascinating how these humble beginnings can grow into something truly remarkable, don't you think? Every profitable chicken farmer you meet has stories of trial and error, disease outbreaks, predator attacks, bad feed batches, but those lessons built their resilience. The difference between those who quit and those who succeed is consistency. Each cycle, well, it teaches you something new about timing, feed, or even market behavior. If you apply these principles, start small, build with what you have, feed smartly and reinvest steadily, you'll not only make profits but also gain a sustainable source of food and independence. Chicken farming is one of the few businesses that can start in your backyard and grow into a legacy. You don't need millions. You just need patience, observation, and a commitment to learning. If this guide helped you see that profitable farming doesn't require deep pockets, just smart planning, then take a moment to subscribe to Husbandry. Share this video with anyone dreaming of self-sufficiency or starting a small agribusiness. The future of farming belongs to those who start small, learn fast, and grow steady, one chicken at a time.